It's Doug with the Mahoney Mine. Really glad that you're here. I decided today we've got some cons in the house, some old concentrates, and of a few sluice runs, and could have some gold in it. So I'm out here digging out the blue bowl, and we're going to take the blue bowl, hook it up, and with any luck, we're going to see if we can get some cons out of it. Now the blue bowl is really easy to use. I'll give you all the basics of setting it up and the rules and everything, so stick around, you might learn something. So the first thing we're going to do is get a 5-gallon bucket for the blue bowl to sit on. It's filled up with water. I'm using our trough for the overflow. Get it good and clean, add a little bit of jet dry, and let's get this thing ready to run a little bit of water in. Now the blue bowl is so very, very basic. It's the same principle as a sluice box or any other kind of gravity separation. So after your bucket is completely full of water, you got to take a look at the level of it. See how it's high on that lip and it's low right to the edge here? That'll show you how to level it. It's kind of like a natural level right there. So you want to get it exactly all the way around. So looks like I need about a 1/4-inch stick to put under the bottom part of it, and we'll get her all leveled up here. Okay, so I put a wood shim under one edge of it, and you can see that the water level inside of it is absolutely true all the way around the bucket. So that's how we know that it's level. So the next step is let's hook up the pump. Now there's two different kinds of pumps that you can use. I've got one out here that's a 12-volt electric. We've also got a 110 pump. This is the one that we use with the vibrating sluice box. Today I'm going to hook up the 110. Since gold is so much heavier, it'll stay in the bowl, and the theory is you get just enough water going through it to carry off anything that's light, including the black sands and the iron particles and stuff like that. There's a couple of rules that you've got to remember. Number one, it's got to be absolutely level. Blue bowls work best when they're level. That way you don't get a high ridge on one side and a low ridge on the other side. And the other one is go slow. The most important thing I can tell you here today, go slow. Take your time. This isn't a 10-minute process. This could take 2 or 3 hours, and it's best if it is. It's one of those like fishing or watching the grass grow or something like that. It's best just to take some time and do it right, and you'll get much better results. So let me run in and get my cons, and let's take a look at what we're going to process. All right, we've got our blue bowl on. Everything is balanced. We got the pump on. We got the tube running. Everything's looking really good. A couple of important notes: make sure you use jet dry because you're dealing with probably flour gold or little tiny flakes, and you don't want them floating out of the bowl. You want them staying in the bowl. Everybody else can go out of the bowl, but we want to keep the gold. And probably the most important part of the blue bowl, and it's the only control mechanism on it, is this valve right here. And this valve is very, very important. It's your water flow, and you can see right now it's off. And so what we're going to do is turn it on a little bit, and let's see what happens here. The water goes into the blue bowl at an angle. See, there's the water inlet on it. Let me turn it up a little bit more so that you can see that run. And it creates a spiral effect. Get it level again. There we go. And that spiral effect is what carries up all of the things that are lighter. They'll float up over the cone and into the hole in the middle. And that's why this can actually be used on just a 5-gallon bucket. You don't need the whole setup like I've got. If you got a 5-gallon bucket full of water, you can do a blue bowl. Now here it goes. It's about to crease over the edge, and it would take anything that was in the bowl that was light, and because of the circular pattern, it'll float it up and over the top. And the trick is to keep adjusting the water. I'll put a little bit more in. See how that's starting to pick up that star pattern? And it'll float things up over the cone, into the middle, and into your tailings bucket. If you get the flow exactly right, then it'll keep the gold and everything else goes down. So let's go ahead and go grab some cons, and let's see what we're going to process today. Okay. All right, we got our blue bowl dialed up, and I'm going to show you a little bit of cons that we're going to do just a little bit of tailings out of a sluice or two, couple of pans. So I guess first thing we do is put them in. See a few chunkies over it. Look at all that gold in there. Yeah, there's a few little something. Most important thing is go slow. If it's dialed up a little too high, you're losing gold, and if it's not enough, then all's good. This is not a 10-minute process. This is going to take a little bit. So let's get the water flowing so that this middle section will float anything that's not heavy out. That's about right there. What he said. Yep, I see stuff starting to move. Hey, Durder, do not drink that. No, you don't want that. What do you got on your nose? What do you got on your nose?
Over there in the house over.
It's hot for a husky, huh? You hot puppy? No, don't drink that.
No, stop sticking on.
And you can see little lines of gold starting to appear. So the black sand is moving, but the gold won't. It just kind of rides up in its own little ridge line there. It's looking good. I'm seeing some shiny. You see, it's just enough for those granules to barely be moving. All the gold stays in place, and we're washing out the impurities in the black sands. Very slow process. So far we've been going at it for 40 minutes, and we still have all of this left. So what do you see?
Gold.
So here we are, 2.5 hours in, and it's down to just a few little bits of concentrates, and the rest that's in the pan is gold. So once again, take your time. Let the bowl do the work. So let's go ahead and shut this down, and let's throw it in a pan, and let's take a look at what we got out of that little mason jar worth of finds. One good thing about the blue bowl is it even catches dust, just absolute micron gold. Look at that in the pan. It's a good sign. Alright, look at that. Let's roll that back. Look at all that gold. Holy cow. That's why we do this. That's pretty good for a little deal full of cons. So I'm gonna take and hand process that down just a hair further, get some of the bigger stuff out of there. But see me bouncing it all over to the left side, right side for the camera. Look at that. Look at all that gold dust in there. See, we roll everything else off. That's all gold sitting right there in the bottom. Look at that big old picture right there. So there you have it. There's the, now what do I say? So there you have it. There's the reason that you blue bowl. Look at all that gold, and we didn't do anything. Most of the time, I think during that process, I was watching TV, watching a John Wayne Western. So there you have it. There's all the gold, and we're gonna get that picked out. And Tanya wears a necklace around her neck that has a little hourglass in it, and we take the extras from the mine, little bits of gold like this, and put it in there. So we'll fill it up, put a little bit more in her necklace. And thanks for watching. Hit that like and subscribe button, and stay tuned on the next adventure. We're gonna take some, what we think is silver ore. We don't know if it's silver ore or not, but we're gonna find out. And we're gonna fire roast it and smelt it down and see what we get out of it. It might be interesting that we get nothing out of some bluish gray rocks, and it might be interesting that we pour a silver bar. So stay tuned. Thanks for watching, and we're really glad you're here.